y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Vondra and I'm glad you decided to click on this video and try to learn something from me today. And if you are not new here, thank you for checking back in with me. If you are a regular subscriber, you know that this video is something totally different from what I'm usually doing, which I normally vlog, but I decided to work up a list of tips on how I balance my life, basically. As you know, I work full-time, I go to school full-time, I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I'm also engaged, so I kind of have a lot going on in my life. Plus, I got YouTube going on that I'm trying to take pretty serious. So I decided to work up a list of different tips that kind of help me balance my life. I get the question all the time, like, how do you do it? I don't know how you do it. How do you survive? Like, how do you make, like, I get these questions all the time. So I was like, why not just make a video and maybe this could benefit somebody. Maybe, you know, this may be helpful. So I'm not going to get too much into talking so much. I want to get straight to the video. So here we go. Like I told y'all before, I am in school. I'm currently working on my master's in clinical mental health counseling at the University of West Alabama. It is a full online program, and then I also work full-time, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I have 2 kids, as y'all can know, Stefan and Steven, 2 little boys, so you know that they're a handful. And then I'm also engaged to my lovely fiance. The first tip to like balancing everything that at least I have going on is prioritizing. This has always stuck with me since I first started college, when I went off to school, and it was because I knew I wanted to party. I knew I had work to do. So I always make sure I get the most important things done before I, you know, have fun or whatever the case may be. So prioritizing just really means just getting the very important things like checked off your list. For me, that would be getting like the boys ready for the week for school. Like now I've learned to iron their clothes for the week instead of every day just pulling out an outfit. So I iron their clothes every Sunday, hang them up, and all I have to do in the morning or at night is lay their clothes out with their undies, their shoes, their socks, and the next morning we'll be ready to go. So just making sure I make that my #1 thing every Sunday, it helps me throughout the week basically. So and then also what I like to do is once the, you know, once I get the school clothes out for the week, I focus on myself and my work. So making sure I get all my important assignments done, things like that. Luckily, I don't have any work, like work to bring home. So it's just really schoolwork that I have to focus on in the evening times. Now I'm at the point in my program where I'm taking 1 class and I'm doing a practicum. So most of my assignments are within that 1 class. So my load has lessened a lot. And y'all, when I tell y'all I am so thankful for that. If you know me, then you know how hard this journey has been with me trying to get through my master's program. And it's not because the content was hard. It was just a matter of juggling literally everything that I have going on. Tip number 2, setting boundaries. Now y'all, when I say setting boundaries, I don't mean just like cutting things and cutting people off. Setting boundaries, if you know you have a lot going on, and let's just say if you want if someone wants you to do something and you know you have something going on, learn how to say no. That was my problem. I was always yes, I'll do it, just remind me, all this other stuff. But now I've gotten to the point where it's like, I got a lot going on. So learning how to say no, or learning how to say I can't do it at the moment, is perfectly fine. When it comes down to trying to finish school, tend to your kids and things like that, tend to your spouse, learning how to set those boundaries within your friend group, family, or work, you have to do that. Myself, I had to learn how to just completely tell people like I'm unavailable, because I would add something to my list of add something to my to-do list, and I already got a crap load of stuff going on, and then I'll add this one additional thing, and then I'm wearing myself out. And then when I wear myself out, I'm not available to my family, or I'm not available to myself. So just learning how to set those boundaries and learning how to just tell people that you're unavailable, you know, sets the tone for your life, basically. Another thing is I braid hair on the side. So I braid only on Saturdays. So that also takes up some of my time too if I get a client like every Saturday. But luckily it's not like that. I just braid when I want to. I get to choose the days that I want to braid, you know what I'm saying? So just learning to tell people that you're unavailable, that you can't do it, that helps you balance the things that you have going on in your life. So that's tip number 2, learn how to set boundaries. Tip number 3 that I actually started doing last year that's helped me out a lot, y'all. Get you a planner, okay? Get a planner, because when I tell y'all this is holy grail right here, this will help you literally throughout the rest of your life. I am now that I have so much going on, I can be forgetful sometimes, and I never can remember certain dates or certain things I need to do. So what I've learned to do now is to plan out my week. I sit down and actually write day by day what assignment I'm going to do, when it's due, what I have to do for the week, and check it off. And also I write down doctor's appointments, anything Stefan has going on with school, anything that Steven and I have planned for the weekend or for the week. I literally write all that down. And just by going by that list that you make in your planner or that you make on your weekly to-do list, helps you, because you're able to follow through and follow through with that list and not be thrown off track. So learning how to just plan out the week, you know, helps you a lot. It keeps you on track, and it lets you know like the different tasks you have to do without thinking like, oh my gosh, what I gotta do this week? What am I gonna cook this week? What, you know, having all those thoughts going on in your head literally drives you crazy. It drives me crazy, so I know. What I fail at doing though is keeping, you know, being consistent at it. So one week I may do it and then I may forget another week. So I try to set days for myself, and Sundays are usually that day where I sit down, actually plan out my week Monday through Saturday or Monday through Sunday, so I'll know exactly what I need to do to, you know, get my week started. And like I said, with everything that I have going on, sometimes I could be forgetful at even just doing just that. So when my load lessens up, I feel like I'll be able to stay consistent with doing just planning out that weekly to-do list or weekly task for the week or whatever the case may be. But learning how to plan out your week will definitely help you balance everything that you have going on, whether you have kids or not. Tip number 4, I would say, would be communication. Communicating with your partner, your spouse, your support system really goes a long way. If you, so I had a lot of trouble, and I'm going to be transparent as hell, okay? I had a lot of trouble communicating to my fiance what I needed, what I wanted, and when I needed help. That was my flaw, especially when I had Steven, which is my 2-year-old. I struggled actually communicating with him what I needed. Instead, I would get mad, or I would, you know, be like, well, why you didn't help me? Why you didn't see me? And of course he didn't know. So I had to learn to sit down or talk to him and tell him like, hey, I need help with this. Could you do this for me? Could you help me do this every week? Could you take care of this every week, or whatever the case may be? Could you do this for the boys while I do this? It was just me learning how to communicate to him like what I needed, because if not, I was literally probably going to do everything myself without asking for help, or just taking care of everything that I had on my plate and not cry out for help, basically. Not cry out, but communicate with him like, hey, I need help. Can you help me out, please? So it was just a matter of communication for me that I had to learn. Learning to communicate with your spouse, if you have one, or your support system. That could be your mom, your friends, your family, whomever it may be. Just learn to communicate to them like, when you need help, or if you need just a day to yourself, tell them like, hey, I got a lot going on and I really need like a day to myself. Can you take the kids for like 2-3 hours and I'll come back? Learn how to communicate those things, because if not, girl, you're gonna be struggling. I'm just gonna tell you, I know, I went through it. So, and I'm not trying to struggle no more. I'm trying to live a stress-free life and learn how to balance everything that I have going on. So with that all being said, we are at tip number 5. And tip number 5 is make time for yourself. I cannot stress this enough. Make time for yourself, okay? And I personally struggle with doing that myself. I revolved myself around my kids so much because I love my kids, but sometimes they get on my nerves and sometimes I need a break. So you have to learn how to make time for yourself. Balancing spending time with your family, your spouse, and then yourself, it is very important. And it's something that I had to learn. I always wanted to just, of course, this is all the time. I always want to be around my family, but I also sometimes forget about myself. So I had to learn how to set a social life for myself. And I think this came about like last year maybe, where I actually told myself I'm going to get out more, go out more. So when I made that vow to myself to actually get out more, I did that. I made friends. I made mom friends. I made friends outside of mom friends. I made friends who related to my situation, basically. And doing that actually helps too, because not all the time your regular, like your friends who don't have kids, they're not gonna always be understanding of like, when you don't have a babysitter, or why you can't go because your baby's sick. So having those friends who actually that relate to your situation helps you a lot, because not only do they understand, but they go through the same things that you're going through. So making time for yourself is very important. I feel like I try to make time for myself at least once or twice a month, because if I'm on empty, how do I support my family? How do I pour out into my kids? How do I pour out into my fiance? How do I do those things if I'm empty? So I have to have a full cup in order to pour into others, basically. And if you know me, I am a person who loves to pour into other people. So I just can't give myself to anyone if I'm empty, or if I am not at the best level that I can be, So once you make time for yourself, you're able to rejuvenate, you're able to boost yourself back up, and also it gives you a time to actually relax and to rest. Now, how you spend your time on yourself, that is up to you. You can sleep the whole day, you can go to the spa, have a shopping spree, get your nails done, get your hair done, go out with friends, go out by yourself, take yourself to lunch, to brunch, whatever. How you spend that time to yourself is totally up to you, as long as you are enjoying yourself and you're also getting the rest that you need. So that tip to me is the most important of them all, when it comes down to balancing everything that you have going on in your life. I hope that these tips that I gave you were very helpful. Like I said, these are personal tips that help me daily. And like I said, a lot of people ask me, Vondra, how do you do it? Graduate school, 2 boys, planning a wedding, fiance, full-time job, how do you do it? And honestly, my answer all the time is by the grace of God. Literally, by the grace of God, because there were times in my life throughout this particular journey where I wanted to give up, and when I wanted to be like, oh, this is too much, I took a step back each time, and God told me, Vondra, what are you doing? Like, listen to me, keep going, don't stop, keep pushing. And I did just that. And literally, my boys have always been my motivation to just keep going. So that brings us to the end of this video. Again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what tips you can give me or others down in the comment section to help us balance life, kids, school, and work, or just life in general. What are some tips that you go by? Share them with me. I would love to know. I hope the tips that I've provided helped you in any way. So with that being said, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Also, turn on your post notifications so you'll know when the next video like this will be uploaded and coming to you.